Hey there people, it's Fresh Mark Sense, another fresh review, aka Zest for Life. Today I'll be reviewing fragrances that are synthetically sweet, green, and remind you of nature. So these fragrances, they are mixing natural ingredients with synthetic ingredients to really bolster that green natural smell. And they remind me of nature in different ways, but they have synthetic ingredients. So let's get into these fragrances. They are one of them is eau de parfum of one of my favorite perfumes. This came out in about 2020, I believe, and it's the eau de parfum of Versace Eros with the added note of shiso, which is a sharper sort of almost herbal mint. So when I spray this, it still has the bright bergamot and lots of ambroxan in here. It's being compared to Dior Sauvage, but I believe it really has its own character. It's smoother, it's less harsh, doesn't have any lavender, cannot be compared with was it Sauvage line. But for me, I think the eau de parfum goes in a slightly herbal and even more minty direction, doubling the mint on top with a bit of mandarin, on top with the already bergamot and mint note, and then there's ambroxan in the middle, which is a little bit more, I feel it's a bit more musky, sharp, fresh spiciness from that mint. The vanilla is still sweet, but I feel that the added leather note in the base makes it slightly more masculine and less sweet. It doesn't actually project as much as the original eau de toilette. However, the sharper shiso note, along with the mint note, really double down on the freshness, and this is very fresh when somebody comes close to you, and very sweet at the same time, lasting for a little bit longer. I think about 1 or 2 hours longer, for about 9 hours longevity compared to the 5 to 7 of the eau de toilette. But this is definitely something that you want to go for if you are tired of if you feel that the eau de toilette is a little bit soft but you want a little bit more mint, go for the eau de parfum. Otherwise, stick with the eau de toilette and go for a 200ml. That's my recommendation. Stay fresh with that. That's a club favorite. Definitely got party vibes, but it's very the mint in it reminds me of nature. The musk reminds me of a breath of fresh air, slightly cloudy and sweet, and the vanilla has a comforting note about it that is great at the end of the night. So next one is Givenchy Gentleman Intense. Now this is the most aromatic and aromatic and green out of all of the Givenchy Gentleman line. The original eau de toilette had pear and geranium, sort of minty, fruity, pineapple. The eau de parfum was vanilla and orris root. Boise went into a woodsy and iris note, but this has cardamom and basil to go in a green direction, similar to, almost like a response to Prada Luna Rossa Black, which uses angelica on the top note and used tonka bean in the base, create something green, creamy, fresh. I was almost going to use the Prada Luna Rossa Sport as another sort of synthetic perfume that reminds me of green nature, because it had a fresh musk with the juniper branch and ambroxan in the base. But the basil in here, along with cardamom, opens it very, very natural. This is the most natural out of all of the slightly synthetic ones, because all perfume has synthetic ingredients in it to bolster the scent on the skin. If you have just natural ingredients, you may be you may have a fragrance from Body Shop. You can try it if you like, but it will last between 3 to 5 hours maximum. Only with slightly synthetic ingredients that hold it to the skin, like ambroxan and the like, you can enjoy that natural green smell for a bit longer. So basil keeps it almost minty, slightly herbaceous, green, leafy, and reminds you of a nice bush outside, so you've got that foliage feeling. And then the cardamom gives a little bit of a raspiness to the fragrance. They don't use petitgrain, which is used in a lot of summer fragrances, which is a broken twig vibe. This is more of a raspy, aromatic, slightly minty herbal note, and that's what's different about this compared to Prana Rosso Black. That is slightly toned down with a more creamy note in the base, but this stays aromatic and green. So definitely Givenchy Gentleman Intense is a woody with the cedar in the base and aromatic and green in the top. Definitely reminds me of nature. The next one on the list is something completely synthetic smelling because it has an overdose of ambroxan. However, the green sort of cloudy mist of this perfume that is created from the note of juniper berries and a touch of and this cloudy musky ambroxan with some jasmine as well and slight nice oak moss and patchouli notes to provide a woody foliage that reminds me of a forest. This scent, Dua Casino Elixir 2.0, is the second of the Dua fragrance brand. Casino Elixir is a mix of Creed Aventus with Baccarat Rouge 540, and the 2.0 version adds juniper berries, which is my favorite note. I mean, I really like juniper berries. Let me just spray this on because I love the sweetness of this. So instantly opening with juniper berry, which is almost like blueberry, acai berry, fruity blue scent. However, what makes it green is almost, it feels like there's almost some galbandium in here, but it's almost like a sweet green cloud. There is no cardamom in here, but the sweetness of juniper berry and the cloudy sweetness, almost powderiness of the musk is overtaking it. It's almost like the mix between a green forest and a green slush puppy, let's say, without the lime. I'm trying to, let me just get this right one more time because I don't want to mix it with the cardamom. Yes, juniper berry comes out to foremost. The jasmine is light, soft, airy and plumed. The woodiness of the patchouli comes forth from the base. However, it is melded with the oak moss to create something slightly bitter, rounded. It has a dark woodsy appeal as well, like Nagamotha or Cypriol wood. However, it does not contain cypress. It contains oak moss, jasmine, and a bit of patchouli. Definitely check out the Dua Casino Elixir 2.0 notes list on the Dua brand website. It's a great fragrance. I bought this in the 100ml because I don't deal with the 50 mils, simply because when you add up with the shipping and everything, by the time you get to UK, it's a ridiculous price. So I just stick with 100ml and pay once for VAT. So that is it. Definitely check out this. It's a favorite for me in terms of juniper branch and juniper berry. The next one is Jardin Exclusive by Mansera. Yes, Jardin Exclusive opens with apples, caramel, jasmine. You get there is ambroxan, musk, a slight note of white peach as well to juxtapose the apples in here. Apples, caramel, and I do get a nice ambiguous note as well. It smells like ambroxan, but it's too salty. Ambroxan is musky and sweet, but ambiguous is slightly more salty and slightly aquatic too. So the mixture of violet and jasmine keep it uplifting and sweet and smooth and creamy with the violet. The apple on the top note melds with the violet very nicely. The saltiness of the ambiguous highlights the white florals and the caramel, which is in the top note. And this is just generally a very celebratory, smooth, uplifting, fruity, floral and gourmand scent in its touch of salt with caramel nature way, mixing the ambiguous with the caramel and apple, which is very the apple is the most synthetic part of this fragrance. It's not a very natural apple. It's more of a Jolly Rancher sort of lollipop apple, let's say. So the mixture of synthetic sweet apple with very natural other smelling ingredients, very realistic jasmine and violet, with salty ambiguous rock in the base, keeps it well, it's a fantastic celebratory summer fragrance. You got to check it in Harrods and other stores. I think Fortnum and Mason have it, but definitely check out Harrods. They have Jardin Exclusive in stock. The last one is something very readily available, but it's quite under the radar. You may have seen this in shops before, Coach Platinum. This opens with pineapple, juniper branch, and the vanilla from the base sort of creeps up, and it's got a bit of ambrox in the middle. So this is sweet, fruity, fresh, a little bit tropical and smooth in the base. It's got some nice sandalwood too. Let me spray it on, that's what I get from memory. And remember in the notes, you can check the notes in Fragrantica as well if you want. I'm going to overspray this because we've done some stronger fragrances. And at the end I like to just really soak it in, tell you what I think. Yes, so pineapple and raspy green juniper branch, reminiscent of Prada Luna Rossa Sport, that juniper branch note, which is like the blueberry, but it has the green waxy element of the leaf with it, and a slight broken twig note like petitgrain. However, this is altogether more green. And with the pineapple, let me just spray a little bit higher on the arm because I've actually lost space. Yes, with the pineapple and ambroxan, this creates something that is naturally sweet, and then the ambroxan amplifies the sweetness until some people will say it's sickly sweet. That is one complaint. You definitely have to check it in stores if you don't like a mix of fruit and synthetic ingredients. Maybe stay away from this, but I would urge you to try this, because some people say it's synthetic sweet, but some people love it at the end. So give it some time on your skin, try it on your skin and try it on your clothes. But I really love the opening of blueberry like freshness with pineapple. It's kind of like a K eau de parfum, but it has more ambroxan and takes out the green woody note and replaces it with a smooth vanilla and sandalwood. So this gets sweeter as time goes by. What happens is the juniper branch, the herbal or the raspy green aspect of it fades. The light green cloud of it maintains in the air with the sweetness of almost syrupy like pineapple, like you get from a can almost. It gets quite syrupy and glucosey when mixed with the vanilla. However, the ambroxan cuts in between the vanilla and pineapple and creates a musky divide, so the vanilla doesn't overpower the pineapple and create a sort of pineapple chunks from the bottom of a pineapple tin vibe. This is a classy pineapple when the sandalwood comes in and creates a smooth, more comforting woody vibe. So it does open quite slightly green, a little bit of a blue tinge as well, with the blueberry-esque, was a juniper branch and berry. And then the sweetness from the pineapple turns into a more vanillic, sandalwood, woody touch, and the ambroxan makes it great for, you can actually wear this with a suit as well. So this is the most sort of tropical, fruity scent that would be okay with a suit, because it still has a nice sandalwood in the base. So on clothes, I'm just gonna do it because I don't actually use this enough. So for the memory of it, I actually use K eau de parfum in the summer a lot more, but this is actually more of a this reminds me of nature with the juniper branch. This is my favorite juniper branch fragrance, and the K eau de parfum is if I want more juniper berries. But I really love the sandalwood in this and the vanilla base. Yes, on the clothes it is slightly sweeter, powdery, and slightly tropical. So yes, you can wear it with a suit without sort of overpowering the office with some weird, well, it wouldn't be weird actually, it would be quite welcome, a tropical vibe, but not to overdo it. So this is smart, a little bit fruity, slightly tropical, but you could wear it with a suit. Definitely check out Coach Platinum. And that is the last out of all of these fragrances. You have your double mint with the eau de parfum or Versace eau de parfum. You have the most natural all of these, Givenchy Gentleman with cardamom and basil to keep it minty, fresh, green, slightly raspy. This is the most musky of all of them with Casino Elixir 2.0, juniper berry, and juniper berry, sweet almond from Baccarat Rouge, and fruits from Creed Aventus, including pineapple, jasmine and the like. Another jasmine, ambiguous, salty, apple and Jolly Rancher and caramel vibe. Fantastically sweet and celebratory, Jardin Exclusive. And the last one, of course, something that you can wear with a suit. I mean, you could wear all of them with a suit, really. But this is my recommendation for something that is quite cheap, actually, £35, under the radar, but definitely check it out if you like synthetically sweet scents. I was told today by a subscriber that he liked the notes of Phantom by Paco Rabanne, and I myself, I didn't really like it, but I understand the enjoyment of synthetically sweet fragrances that remind you of nature or other things, because for me Phantom reminds me of strawberries, and who doesn't like strawberries in the summer? So more power to you, and don't be shy of slightly synthetic smelling fragrances, because you all need a little bit of synthetic fragrance mixed in with the natural fragrance to actually make the fragrance last on your body. So don't be shy of slightly synthetic fragrances. They can still remind you of nature. Whatever you do, stay free and stay fresh.